Finally, we're coming onto this channel and talking about a win. XAVI SIMONS has arrived. Finally, Thomas Frank plays him in the 10 in his best position and doesn't leave him on the bench like he has in recent weeks. We've tried plenty of different systems. We've tried playing a 4-1-2-1-2 with a diamond midfield. We've tried playing a 3 at the back. We've tried playing a 4-3-3. And today we were good. We were very good, in fact. That game should have been 4 or 5-0. I'm not going to lie to you. We had plenty of chances. We actually created over 2 XG, which I haven't commented this channel in a long time and spoken about. In a long time. But that honestly, coming on here and speaking about a win, it just hits different. The recent weeks we've had, that North London derby defeat, the 2-2 draw to Newcastle, the 2-1 defeat to Fulham, the 5-3 defeat to PSG, the 1-0 defeat to Chelsea. It's our first Premier League win in 5 games, I believe, or 6 games. And listen, we had to go out there and win. If we would have lost today, I'm not going to lie, I think the daggers would have been out there for Thomas Frank. But we come away with 15 shots, 4 big chances created, more possession, more shots. Every single metric, we were by far the better team. Make sure you go down, drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Let me know your thoughts. Lots of football today as well. There will be plenty of match reactions over on the main channel as well. Make sure you go down and hit that subscribe button. The road to 10,000 subscribers is well and truly on. We're on the road to 6,500 on here. But you know what? I am really happy about that result. I can't lie. Like, looking at the performance today from us, from a defensive standpoint, we pretty much, they created nothing. I'm not going to lie. I don't even remember Vicario having to make a save. The back line for us was pretty much standard, other than your doggy. Spence coming for your doggy. And Spence was very good today, by the way. A double pivot of Bentancur and Gray. Of course, no Paulinho. But the back line, Porro, Romero, Van der Ven, Spence, Vicario, probably won't get any easier performance all season. Kudus, SIMONS, we'll get to SIMONS. We'll get to Richarlison as well, because we need to speak about some of the disrespect that I have showed Richarlison. He's scoring goals at the moment. Like, I'm not going to lie, he's got 7 GA in 14 games. Now, listen, he isn't anywhere near the level we need and we require to be a team in and around the Champions League races for 5 places for Europe. However, in recent games, he scored in the North London derby. He scored against PSG, or got an assist against PSG, sorry. No, he did score. He got a goal and an assist against PSG. He scored in a lot of games this season, but we have been bowed out by centre-backs for various different goals this season, especially midweek. But this Tottenham team, when everyone's played in their strong position, I think that is our strongest front four at the moment. Kyle Mwani obviously started on the left. I think that's our strongest front four. Kyle Mwani, I think, has been very good for us in a lot of games this season. A Brentford side that have got goals in it, by the way. Thiago's on, I think, 11 goals this season. But their defensive record away from home is absolutely shambolic. Equally as bad as our home record. Like, I'll bring up the Premier League table home record and I'll bring up the Premier League table away record. Before today, we were in the bottom 3 for home wins this season, which is absolutely catastrophically poor. Like, that is the Premier League home table. Now, as you can see, we aren't anywhere near the level. Brentford's home record is actually 4th in the league. Then you look at ours. Then you look at Brentford's away record. If you move this to away, they're down in 17th. They've only won 1 away game this season. So going into this game, I thought, if we lose here, I'm not going to lie, serious questions need to be asked about Thomas Frank. Thankfully, we go out there and we get the 3 points. We actually started by far the better team. And when you actually look at the momentum overall, we were by far the better team. Like, Brentford barely had anything on us. We were very strong in the first half, very strong in the second half. Second half, they had some decent possession towards like the last 10 minutes, but the game was already done. I want to speak about XAVI Simons because he needs to start every single game for me. He's our record signing. Played 90 minutes today, got a goal, got an assist. We'll get onto the goal and assist in a minute. But he is our most creative player. And when you've got players like Kulusevski, James Maddison out injured, the creative load has to fall onto one player. So, but yeah, XAVI Simons was really, really good today. And he has to start in every single game for me. Like I said, Kulusevski, Maddison, when the creative load is out, you're relying on Kudus and Simons, who are, in my opinion, our two best attacking players, and that is by some distance. Like Richarlison, we'll get onto Kolo Muani in a minute, but those two have to play. Like this was the actual 11. I don't know why it's got the fantasy stats coming up. But when you look at the output from a lot of our players, obviously Kudus has got the most goal contributions from a wide player. Richarlison's got the most up front, but that was the 11 we played today. But look at the back line. We have been bowed out a lot by Romero and Van de Ven's goals. Kolo Muani doesn't have a huge amount of goal contributions to his name, but again, playing out of position has been very, very good. The fullbacks this season under Ange, they were a lot more attacking. They're a lot more defensive now. I'm not a huge fan of Archie Gray, but today he did okay. Look at the difference in Bournemouth's front line compared to ours. They're not Bournemouth, Brentford's. Their striker's got 11 goals. Sharda's got 4. Otara's got 3, and Damsgaard's got 2. But equally, their back line doesn't get involved as much as ours does because we are very, very strong from set pieces. Now, the first goal, XAVI Simons is bombing down that right-hand side, does really, really well, puts in a very, very good cross, and Richarlison scores his 6th Premier League goal of the season now, and he's got 8 goal contributions. He's got 8 goal contributions in 15 games. He's on his best run of goal-scoring form, I think, for us in his Tottenham career. And this is a guy who, listen, he's nowhere near the finished article. He's nowhere near good enough to take Tottenham to where, the fan base want to be. However, today and recent weeks, he does deserve some praise because he's doing his job, which is putting the ball in the back of the net. In terms of his finishes, I mean, today he physically couldn't miss. It was a really good pass from XAVI Simons. But in recent weeks, he scored against Man United. He scored against Arsenal. He scored against PSG. He scored today. He has done a very, very good job because before that, between October, end of October to like the start of September, he didn't really do anything at all. But today he deserves huge praise. Kolo Muani, I think, is the better striker. And when we have got players back fit, I do want to see him start in the striker role. But XAVI Simons gets his goal. It's a really, really good finish from him. Dribbles through a couple of players and taps it past Kelleher. And that makes it 1 goal and 2 assists for XAVI Simons. But it's so good to see him get his first goal. And today he was actually playing with a smile on his face, which we haven't seen this season under Thomas Frank. And Thomas Frank has got a huge amount of heat in recent weeks for our recent performances. We haven't been good by any stretch of the imagination, but we have got a lot of games coming up where I think we can cause teams problems. Like if XAVI Simons can carry on the way he did today, we should go out there and beat Slavia Prague. Let's not kid ourselves. Slavia Prague are a championship side. We should go out there and beat them. Nottingham Forest next Sunday isn't going to be an easy game by any stretch. And right now, I do think that they will give us a game. However, our away record is good. Our next home game in the Premier League is against Liverpool. Now, Liverpool are so hit and miss at the moment. It really, really depends on what they're likely, if they go and win today against Leeds, win in Europe, that's going to be a very, very hard game. The Crystal Palace game for me is the hardest game in there. And Brentford away, they're very, very good at home. So a lot of these games, I do fancy us to beat Forest. I do fancy us to beat Slavia Prague. The other 3, though, will literally depend on the Slavia Prague and Forest results because we are very much a momentum-based team. We can't be yo-yo, start, stop anymore. We have to go out there and get positive results, get 3 points, and keep it moving because I'm not going to lie, Today, Frank did get one over on his former side, and Richarlison opens up the scoring. XAVI Simons does well, but like I said, football is a game of such fine margins. If we would have lost today, every single person will be gunning for Thomas Frank. And make sure you drop a like, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. I'm out.